Today's episode of the Views from Touch 400 podcast is a Super Bowl 60 recap. Seattle wins a dud of a game. The Patriots were terrible. Sam Darnold was good. Kenneth Walker was really good. And Jason Myers should have won the MVP. See you guys soon.
And just like that, we're back.
A16, turn me up.
Episode 243 of the Views from Touch 400 podcast. Today is February 10th, 2026. And gentlemen, that was the worst Super Bowl we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Everything about it, man. I mean, the setup, outdoors, being light outside, not really a great product, not a good product at all. Really, really, really bad display. And maybe they did all of that so that they could highlight their Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show.
I liked Puth's national anthem. I thought they did a good job with that. For as much as I hate the lights being out, the lights is in the sun for a primetime football game, especially the Super Bowl, for some reason, San Francisco, it kind of works for me. And maybe
felt like a week 7, 425 NFL Red Zone game.
It did. It felt like there were two other on in the slate.
Yep. That's how I took it.
I'm glad you brought up the national anthem by Charlie Puth, though. Or is that, I don't even know that's how you say it.
Yeah,
I'm
not
going to try again.
That
was probably the most electric event of the Super Bowl. I mean, the game was The halftime performance was okay. And I didn't understand most of it. So, yeah, I shout out Charlie Puth for the best part of the Super Bowl.
I wish he would have held the notes a little longer. I did not hit my overbet on the national anthem. I think that's the second year in a row it's gone under. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, and you'd think with the Open last year, they were trying to time up. It was in the dome. You could still hear them practicing. I don't understand how nobody was all over it. It's an open-air stadium. They obviously practiced. We couldn't get a jump start on that. Brian,
you get a good read. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, what's going on there? Last year we had videos and it was indoors and you could hear it faintly playing in the background. Nobody had a jump on this?
Guess not.
San Francisco for you. Sorry, Santa Clara for you.
Yes, an hour away from San Francisco, which is just crazy to me. Maybe that's why this whole Super Bowl just felt off too, because like it's not in the city. You have to go to the satellite city in the suburbs.
It's Matt's favorite diss on the 49ers right there.
I mean, it's true. They call the San Francisco 49ers. They don't play in San Francisco. Storied franchise, and they play outside of their storied city name. It's wild to me.
That's how I feel about the Jets and Giants.
That's not the same.
Is it? You play in New Jersey.
It's pretty close. It's like a 15-minute drive.
It's a lot closer.
It's not an hour.
You can see the full New York skyline from the stadium. I don't know if you see San Fran from Santa Clara.
No chance.
Yeah. It is in a different state though, so.
Oh, the whole Northeast is just one state with some borders, which I guess makes up states, but they're all small.
There's no borders on stolen land.
You're not wrong. Either way, shout out Philly. In the actual game, the Seahawks kicked ass. Kenneth Walker, first running back to win MVP since Terrell Davis in Super Bowl 33. The Patriots were bad. The Seahawks were good, kind of what everyone expected. But then, at least me, I didn't expect it because it's what everyone expected.
Yeah, right? Didn't it feel like something crazy was supposed to happen? I mean, this is a Super Bowl, but there was absolutely nothing crazy or, I don't know, unexpected about it. A Patriots team who had the easiest road of all time to get themselves into a Super Bowl and by my account and by a lot of people's account, didn't deserve to necessarily be playing in a Super Bowl. Yeah, they didn't look like it either. It was they were just terrible. Never were able to get anything going.
Yeah, Drake May in the playoffs. 4 games, 218 passing yards, 57% completion percentage, 6 total touchdowns, 8 total turnovers. It's a 50.7 QBR. Maybe that, and that's not a pun, but maybe the shoulder injury that there were reports of was actually a bad injury.
Here we go.
And that's what he was dealing with, but he was not, and he did play some great defenses, but he was not good in the playoffs at all.
He's horrible. I mean, I know they have the great kicker, the Seahawks do, but I wasn't expecting them to just put it frankly, he was looking like the Super Bowl MVP at least.
I thought he was going to win it. I thought I had
into the third quarter there. I mean, that guy was the only one scoring points. I guess on paper, we all thought the Seahawks. I thought we would have saw maybe a little more from Sam Darnold, JSN, be a little more explosive and electric. I thought Christian Gonzalez played a hell of a game for what you can take out of the Patriots positive. So, way to shine on the biggest stage for him. And the Patriots defense pretty much, I mean, I don't know what more you could have asked for them to do. Not put in great spots. When they were able to force Seattle to punt, the Patriots offense was pinned pretty deep. I think at one point was even on the 1 yard line. They had to start a drive. So just disadvantaged all day. And, the better team won. They were the better roster. Thought maybe the Patriots would have had something up their sleeve. And, looking back on how it played out, this is, a Sam Darnold Super Bowl win.
Yeah, the Patriots offense is what killed their defense. I mean, their defense, you're right. They did do what was asked of them. You held a pretty good offense, not by any means like a crazy offense, but you've held a pretty good offense to 4 field goals through 3 quarters. I mean, 12 points is not that much through 3 quarters. If your offense can sustain a couple drives, not leave your defense on there like the entire game to that point, I don't think you see that. I don't even know what it was, almost 20-point fourth quarter that the Seahawks ended up having. Also, Drake May, that turnover that turned into 6 points, that doesn't help the look of the defense either. But people got to realize that's not on them. I got to give Christian Gonzalez credit like you did. Their defense played pretty well, but anytime your defense gets left on the field the entire game, they're going to get smoked come down to the end.
Yeah, if the Patriots somehow figure out a way to win that game, Christian Gonzalez is 90% going to win the MVP award. He was their best player easily. I know JSN got hurt for a little bit. He was in the 10. I'm not sure if they ever released what it was, but he had, 27 yards?
Yeah, he didn't do much. A.J. Barner was the big receiving weapon, as Matt told us he'd be.
The big receiving weapon, look, whether people think people listen to the show or not, they do. They listen. And Barner wasn't happy with Brian's comments. Brian can say they were angled whichever way he wants to say they were angled. It lit a fire under Barner's ass. It lit a fire, and you saw it in the Super Bowl.
Compliment.
I'll let the facts stay the facts. The proof is in the pudding, Brian.
He's a good player, like I said he was. And I said their coach likes to throw to the tight end, so Brock Bowers is going to have a great year. That's all I said. I never made a slight at A.J. Barner.
Well, he took it as one, as did I.
I think he's just good, and he scored a touchdown.
First touchdown, by the way.
Yeah, which took until, the third quarter?
Fourth.
Just not a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah, early fourth. It was ugly. And you can look back at this and be like, well, the Rams have been a better Super Bowl, maybe, because that defense isn't as good as Seattle.
I think there's no denying it. If it's Matt Stafford versus Josh Allen, I think that is cinema.
Oh, yeah.
But
cinema yesterday.
I'm just talking directly from last week or 2 weeks ago. If the Rams would have beaten Seattle, that's a better product, probably. But even then, it's still the Pats.
The Patriots being there ruined the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks, by every stretch of the imagination, deserved to represent the NFC in that Super Bowl. So I don't really like how you're coming in here saying the Rams would have been better. Like,
I'm saying it in terms of that. I don't think the Rams are as good as Seattle. So maybe the Patriots have a better chance to win the game, and it's a better game, even though it's not the best team.
Yeah, no, look, again, we go back to the games that they had to play to get here. I mean, we've talked about it, one of the easiest regular season schedules ever. And then you come to the playoffs, you're playing a Chargers team that is just bad, simply bad. Like, they were not good with all their injuries. I don't understand the hype. The Jaguars beat them like 37-0 or something like that. They were not a good team. Then you go to Houston. You saw what C.J. Stroud did. That was just horrendous. And then you get to go play a backup quarterback in snow. I mean, they just had simply the easiest road to get here. You know, the NFL's probably kicking themselves in the shins because they didn't get a great product. But at the same time, what are you going to do?
Yeah, speaking of backup quarterbacks, you can make an argument that, well, probably not because of the Rams games. But besides the Rams, the best fight the Seahawks got in the last 3 months of the season was from 45-year-old Phillip Rivers.
It's true.
They had that game.
Yeah. It took Jason Myers or whatever the hell the guy's name is to kick a 60-whatever-yard field goal to win the game and beat him as time expired.
I mean, this guy almost just won Super Bowl MVP yesterday, and you're going Jason Myers or whatever the hell the guy's name is. Come on.
Him too. He also spells it weirdly. No E. No first E in Myers.
Cool. Sorry, letter.
He could have won it too. I think Kenneth Walker needed to fumble. That was my path to catch that.
Walker was the MVP for the Seahawks. He was a big part of why the game won. The clock. It felt quick. They were maintaining, controlling the clock, and he was a big part of that. They went to him early and often. He got the bulk of pretty much all the volume. And look, when they had to go to a guy, AJ Barner, JSN in the limited capacity, he still did have a couple catches. When they had to go to somebody else, they made a play.
I mean, Cooper Kupp played a hell of a game too.
Cooper Kupp, great example.
You knew he would.
I feel worse about for leaving him out than for messing up the kicker's name, which, by the way, I think I said right. Cooper Kupp, two-time Super Bowl champ with two different teams in the same division. Brian, you're a stats guy. Find me up that. Nobody's talking about that.
I probably can't.
We were talking.
I mean,
about
that's like Barkley winning with the Giants. Sorry, not to cut you off, but that's like Barkley winning with the Giants and then flipping over and then winning with the Eagles. Like, just to kind of make some sense of it, because I know it's the NFC West. We don't think about it like that. Jack, that's like Lawrence winning with the Jags and then go winning with the Titans. I mean, like, when you put it like that, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. A little less crazy for someone like Cooper Kupp than a guy like Trevor Lawrence. But yes, I am picking up what you're putting down. You guys think he's a surefire Hall of Famer now?
Absolutely.
I think so.
I think
he's got two titles.
It's hard.
He got the triple crown the 1 year, multiple years All Pro,
Super Bowl MVP.
I mean, with the kind of voting we've seen with the Hall of Fame, it's really hard to predict. But I think he should be in.
He is a PR, not a PR god, but very, very, very well media trained athlete. I mean, he's well liked.
Still don't know, dude. He didn't have a long peak.
He didn't have a long career.
I just think the Super Bowl.
I mean, this is your
2 titles. Didn't he get a triple crown in there as well?
Yeah, that was just like
crown,
1
Super
year.
Bowl MVP.
Doesn't matter. Triple crown's a triple crown, Brian.
I know, but like when you look at his career, besides that year, his next highest total is 1161, and then he doesn't have 1,000 yards besides that.
2 rings, Super Bowl MVP, triple crown,
and he was a leading receiver. I'm pretty sure in both of his Super Bowl wins.
Super Bowl MVP?
Wasn't he Super Bowl MVP, or did they give that to Stafford?
I think it was Stafford.
I don't think the two rings for me.
What do you got, Opoy?
I mean, triple crown and Opoy. I mean,
yeah, you got that.
You don't have to get it every single year of your career.
But like, he's had 2,000 yard seasons. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. It was Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're laying out the accomplishments, I understand the peak wasn't to your liking, but Super Bowl MVP, Triple Crown, how many years All Pro? I don't know. You can tell me. And 2 Super Bowl rings.
Where he was the leading receiver for his team in both games.
I don't know
had
where the
1 year
debate is.
Like, it was that 1 year. Is his like, if you want to say he should be in the Hall of Fame because he won a ring, had a Triple Crown in the same year, then sure. But like, I know he just won this one, but he wasn't exactly the key target in that offense. Besides that Triple Crown year,
led the team in receiving yesterday.
Yeah, but he had 600 or 593 yards on the year when JSN had 2,000.
Yeah, as a guy, he stepped up when he needed to.
I like Cooper Kupp. I'm just saying, like, when you have 2 years of 1,000 yards in a 10-year NFL career, I don't know if that's going to garner you Hall of Fame votes.
We had this not even argument or debate, but didn't I say, and maybe we were talking about NBA championships, but like, doesn't a ring help escalate that? I know you'll throw Eli Manning in my face, but Eli, that's a different comparison, I think.
I think that's a great comparison. I think Eli's career stats are better than Cooper Kupp's. If you want to just count, like, say the rings what matter that much, I think I'd take Eli's resume over Kupp. It's all subjective because obviously these voters don't even get it right anymore. But I don't think he's a lock at all to get into the Hall of Fame. Now, if he plays for 5-6 more years and just gets that receiving total up and just plays forever,
he's not. I don't think he can, dude. He's kind of. You can not that the wheels have fallen off, but you know he's not the All-Pro guy anymore. I mean, he's at best the wide receiver, you know, that 2 or 3 role. And look, he could have a great formula going forward with JSN being the guy and him being in a complementary role. But 5 or 6 more years might be tough. I agree. It could be a tougher resume, but what the hell was that?
Someone's angry outside. It's a car.
Yeah, look, fair enough. I wasn't aware of that many seasons without 1,000 yards. It's not like he has another one of those in him. So maybe, but I just feel like the accolades speak for themselves. Maybe more than the production and the numbers do. But some of those awards that he's won in the times that he has, big performances like this, might have to give him the nod if it was me.
And yeah, I get that. It's all in that 1 year. Everything he'd ever accomplished in the NFL, besides the ring this year and his comeback player of the year that he finished like 5th place in, all of his awards came in that 1 year. I don't know if that's a Hall of Fame career.
Might not be. The writers are or the voters are I guess they're both, but they'll decide.
Yeah. Well,
That's fair.
Back to this game. Just quick note on Jason Myers, too. He's now scored more points than all players drafted from Alabama in Super Bowl history. Had to throw out that stat. Also, that doesn't count Jalen Hurts, War Eagle, because he was drafted from Oklahoma. So the wording kind of helps out that stat.
Nice.
And the Patriots have now lost a Super Bowl in every time zone. Only team to ever do that.
Lucky them. They played in enough time, Super Bowls to be in every time zone.
They lost in every single one?
Yep.
So they lost on the East Coast.
East Coast, West Coast.
What was the East Coast loss? Oh, we'll go through it.
I'll pull up their Super Bowl history.
I
don't have the games written down.
Where did they play Philly?
That was that Indy?
That was Minnesota, which
Giants
is
was Indy.
Minnesota, which is Central Time. I'm curious where the Mountain Time loss came.
Well, Minnesota is
Arizona. They lost in Arizona in 42. Is that Mountain Time? The Giants beat them in Arizona.
So Arizona's tricky because when
Would
the
that
Super
not
Bowl
be West Coast?
It's Phoenix.
When the Super Bowl would be played there is February. In the winter, I believe Arizona runs off of Pacific time. In the summer, they run off Mountain time. It's the only state that does it.
That's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard.
I have customers in Arizona. I deal with it on the reg. I promise you it's a thing. Not making shit up.
I believe you.
So
I
yeah,
promise.
they're still considered, the time zone is still considered Mountain Standard Time, but they don't set the clocks for daylight saving. So yes,
So,
they're
like-
on the Pacific time zone, but for I guess purposes of stats like this and logistics, just wording, they're still in Mountain.
They were 3 hours back. I don't care what they want to throw out there. It's a false stat.
I mean, I'm just reading you what it says.
I know.
So they observe Pacific time, but they're in Mountain time. They identify as a Mountain time zone.
If you're 3 hours back of the East Coast, you cannot identify as Mountain time. This is
that's what they do.
well, that's what they're trying to tell you.
You're either born west of the latitude line or east of it.
Look, we see it in everyday life with identifying as things. So this is nothing different.
Okay, where did they lose to Green Bay? This game was in
When did they lose to Green Bay?
1997.
Oh shit.
So Super Bowl 31. Where were you?
Because you got to think about it, like Mountain time. You would have Denver. They'd never have a Super Bowl there. Kansas City's not Mountain time.
Louisiana was 31.
Louisiana's
New
Central.
Orleans. Yeah, that's Central.
Yeah, it's Central Time.
The only place would be Phoenix, but during February when they'd play the Super Bowl, they observe Pacific time,
But
which goes back to
they're
my
in
original
Mountain Time.
point of
Is
it
it-
being a fake stat.
Is Minnesota in Mountain Time?
Central.
Central?
Super Bowl 20, where was this? I was also in. Oh, wow, they've lost in the Superdome twice. I'm looking up cities that observe Mountain Time.
It's only Arizona, I believe.
Isn't Utah Mountain Time? But there's no Utah team.
Yeah. There's no.
Arizona, Colorado, Montana, New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, and parts of Idaho, Oregon, the Dakotas, part of Texas.
Are all
So,
in
yeah.
Mountain time?
Yep.
They all don't observe the Pacific time, though.
No, it's just Arizona.
It would have to be Arizona.
Because they don't observe daylight savings time. So it is Mountain Time. It's just they refuse to do daylight savings.
I'll let the people decide. Is that Pacific time? They're 3 hours back, or is that Mountain time? Let the people decide.
Yeah, let us know, please, because I don't think we're ever going to agree.
3 hours is 3 hours.
All right, Jack. We somehow 23 minutes in haven't mentioned this yet, but now when a ball falls on the ground in the Super Bowl and a player dives at it, the first Auburn Tiger they'll think of is Derek Hall.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Yeah, no, what an incredible game by Derek Hall yesterday. It was so exciting. That first sack that he had, getting absolutely bashed by the other lineman as he's engaging with someone else with Campbell, and then ends up getting the quarterback. I was so happy for him, and noticed pretty early on in the game that we were going to have an Auburn Tiger with a ring by the end of it, regardless of who ended up winning. Derek Hall on one side, Carlton Davis on the other. I got to say, I'm happy for Derek Hall. Man was an absolute warrior for Auburn during some not great years. I'm happy he's getting some success here.
Yeah, I believe Nehemiah Pritchett will get a ring too.
Nehemiah Pritchett, yep.
And then there was one other corner that went to Auburn that was on their practice squad. But
oh, really?
yeah, a couple Auburn Seahawks in there. And I hope everyone who observed the drinking game respected if Derek Hall got the stack. you had to chug for the whole length of the Auburn fight song. We did it for the first one at our Super Bowl party, and people were not happy at realizing the length of the Auburn fight song.
Oh, it's a good one.
For people who are unaware, how long is it, Brian?
It's about a minute. It's a little over a minute long. But you can hold the War Eagle at the end and make it like a minute 30 if you really want to.
It's not that bad.
You're going to finish a beer. Having to drink for a minute.
You ever play Thunder? You know, it's a good little warm-up.
It was a good little warm-up, I guess. But, I mean, the drinking game, huge success again. So great to see the people partaking. And, I don't know, maybe next year we get some people to submit their drinking game entries. And, I don't know, we put a montage together. That'd be awesome if we had like 3 minutes worth of clips of people partaking in the game. Something to think about.
That'd be great.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, we need to get that going. Yeah, if you play next year, and we'll remind them for Super Bowl 61. But definitely tag us and post stuff. All right, back to the Patriots. So
real quick, Brian, before we keep going, we got time here, but who won Super Bowl 50? Just curious.
Super Bowl Broncos?
This isn't a trick question.
Is that the Broncos?
I don't know.
Was that Peyton Manning's Broncos?
Giants were 46.
Yeah, that's Peyton Manning's Broncos. Von Miller.
Panthers. I'm just thinking every start of a decade for Super Bowls is just every game ass.
I think Super Bowl 40 was good.
That's what I'm trying to get at. So Super Bowl, I guess 10,
40 was that Steelers.
Was that
the Steelers?
Was that the Santonio Holmes?
Wasn't it? No, that was 43.
I think Steelers Seahawks was the Super Bowl too. No,
40 kind of sucked. It was Steelers Seahawks.
That one was ass.
I don't even remember that game.
That was with Hasselbeck.
Oh, that was the Hasselbeck team. Okay.
Yeah, 30 was
that
Dallas
was
beating Pittsburgh. Sorry, Jack, go.
No, I was just gonna say that was the team that felt like they should have been there for many years before that. Or was that the Romo year?
It was Hasselbeck, Sean Alexander.
Yeah.
But was that the year that they played like the Cowboys in like the NFC
Championship? It might have been, and Romo fumbled the snap.
The extra point or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was that.
Dude, they don't have any. They didn't have any good receivers, and I don't mean to slight Joe Jurvicius, Bobby Ingram, and Darrell Jackson, but that was Sean Alexander's team.
Wow,
I've heard of Joe Jurvitz or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I mean Sean Alexander got on the Madden cover because of that season. They didn't win the Super Bowl, but hey, they got there.
Yeah, Hines Ward had 123 yards on 5 catches in that game. Big Ben only threw for 123. No touchdowns and 2 picks. This game sucked. All right, Super Bowl 30 was Dallas 27, Pittsburgh 17. Super Bowl 20, Chicago 46, New England 10.
Am I onto something here, Brian?
I think Super Bowl 10 is going to be what kills you. It was Pittsburgh 21, Dallas 17.
Okay.
So I'm going to look up how this game went.
That's fine. It's a stat from the 60s. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah. That's
statute of limitations, right?
Super Bowl 10 was 76. Respect your history.
Brian, that was over 20 years before we were even a thought.
He said 60s.
I know.
What'd you say, 76?
And you said 76. Yeah. That was still over 20 years.
That is a full 50 years ago.
Yeah, but it's not the 60s. I'm just saying respect your Super Bowls.
Look, I'll give 50 years some credit. It's not egregious like your 200-year-old baseball polls.
Yeah, those will be coming back soon, baseball season, I'm sure.
Yippee.
Okay, yeah, so this game looked pretty good. It was 21-17 final. It was 10-7 Dallas at half, scoreless third quarter, and then Pittsburgh won the fourth 14-7 to win the game 21-17.
Here's the telltale. Was it one of those hoopty 1 p.m. starts or national televised 6:30?
So I think Super Bowl 11 was the first.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. Weren't ready for that one, Brian, were you?
bang.
Let me
Well,
see
actually, it
first.
kind of sounds like he was. That he knew Super Bowl 11 was.
Well, remember our
the first-
discussion about lights forever ago? I think that was last show. And then I looked up the first Super Bowl.
What was the first? Brian, do you have the first game that Ford Field featured the new Fox cameras that made you feel some type of way? Do you have that day and like game just like cemented in your mind?
No, but I think the HD came out in like 2006, 2007.
Yeah, but now we got like 4K and shit. Like what? Like,
Oh, you
it's
need
different
it.
now.
720. I mean, it's better. Yeah, but once they got to 720 on the Fox cameras, it was good. Calvin Johnson running around. Those are the earliest memories of the Ford Field Fox cameras.
Yeah.
All right, so the first primetime Super Bowl was Super Bowl. Was this 11 or 12? I don't know why. 12, Super Bowl 12. So I was off. 1978. It's the first primetime. So there hasn't been a good Super Bowl in primetime that ends in a 0. After all that, Matt, you were onto something.
That's what we've come down to. And I just pulled that up out of my ass. So there you go.
Super Bowl 70, I guess we just got to prepare ourselves.
Yeah. Take the under, boys.
All right.
I think you're about to get into the Patriots before we went on that whole tirade.
Speaking of unders, so when you think of the 0-16 Cleveland Browns, you probably think of pretty bad football, right? They scored 1.22 points per drive. In the 2015 playoffs, the New England Patriots scored 1.13 points per drive. They were a worse offense this playoffs than the 0-16 Cleveland Browns were.
In just the Super Bowl?
The whole playoffs.
The whole playoffs.
Look, I feel like I've said it too many times, but I will say it again. They didn't need to do a whole lot in the first 3 games. Kind of didn't really care that Drake May didn't have these incredible numbers. But when you show up to the Super Bowl and you're flatter than flat and you look like you really don't even deserve to be there, not that you're having a bad day, but that you seriously don't deserve to be there. Yeah, I mean, that's when all those numbers, you start looking at all of them and it looks even worse. But this is the one that mattered. This is the one he needed to step up for, and he didn't. The other ones I don't really care about.
I mean, with the background we had of going into this game, it truly felt like they didn't have a chance to come back. And I know it was so close, but like once you got to half, and it felt like the same thing as last year. Like once Kendrick came on my screen, I was like, this game's over. When Bad Bunny came on my screen, I was like, maybe there's a chance, but I don't have any faith in the Patriots to put anything together.
Yeah, but the difference between last year and this year is that Matt's Eagles were blowing them out at half. This was a 9-point game at half. This was 3 field goals were the difference, right? I mean, you score a touch.
So much bigger though.
It did because the Patriots they had 0, big old goose egg. They couldn't get any offense going. I think I saw a stat they had 51, maybe 55 all-purpose yards at halftime. I mean, they literally just could not get anything going. I remember sitting there at halftime saying, I don't know what the game plan was going into this, what they were hoping for, but they got to start expanding the playbook, expanding the field. And they did try to hit Mac Hollins a couple times a little deeper. But I think that McDaniels thought that McDaniels went in there with a plan and said, this plan is going to win us the football game. And when they had all of 20 yards in 40 minutes to show for it, 30 minutes to show for it. Sorry, math tough. Then I think he didn't have an audible. He didn't have a backup plan. Like there was nowhere for them to go to. It was, all right, Drake, go be Tom Brady and then he just started throwing picks. You know,
They did finally throw Trevion Henderson in the game. It's good to see him out there.
I did notice
He got a
that
lot of
too.
work.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I was like, you got to send him out there and just try to see if he can hit one. I mean, if he fumbles, he fumbles, but you need someone who can bust a long one right now. Pause.
Yeah, I think his first carry or catch, whatever it was, the first time he touched the ball, he got dragged down for like a 4-yard loss. And maybe that was the moment I was like, all right, it's over. There's no hope of a comeback here. It's also, I was so convinced Jason Myers was going to win that MVP. I know I'm going to keep harping on it, but
Ken Walker just had too good of a game. And shout out that Seahawks O-line for blocking well for him. But he just had a great game. He had 130-something yards, 135. I know he had, what was it, like 27 carries or something like that. But
yep.
5 yards per rush. I mean, that you had 5 yards per rush. All McDonald wants to do is hand the ball off and play defense. And that was the formula all season. Got it done today.
Yeah, once they had full control of the run game in between the trenches, there's no need to switch anything up, right? I mean, they weren't able to stop the run game. We know they want to play defense, showcase that elite defense, which I don't know if you guys saw on the broadcast was like their best defense since the Legion of Boom era. So, they're obviously showcasing that, and no need to fix something that isn't broken. The run game was just too dominant. They didn't need to unleash JSN, and I understand got a little hurt. Patriots D-backs played well, specifically Christian Gonzalez, but look, they could have stopped the run. There was no need to. It was kind of like, in a way, what we saw in reverse roles, but of Saquon Barkley last year, right? He didn't have this skull-crushing, insane Super Bowl. He played okay, but everybody thought, hey, the Eagles, Saquon, this is how they got there. This is how they're going to finish. Jalen took it over through the air. And not that Barkley wasn't a factor, but I don't think he had the performance that people expected. It was lackluster compared to what they expected. And you saw that yesterday with JSN and the offense is, sure, he might not have had a horrible game, but the expectation to what you're used to, especially this year, it was lackluster. And, fortunately it didn't matter because they still won. And the same thing for the Eagles last year. I don't think anybody cares, especially if your team wins.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold made some great throws. He did miss one really bad one, and it would have made JSN's day look a hell of a lot better on the box score. He was wide open at like midfield, and I think he would have scored 80-yard touchdown. Sam Darnold overthrew him. And that's kind of, unfortunately for people that bet on, what your loser of the week a couple weeks ago was Jamal Murray bettors. JSN over bettors were a big loser for that play in the Super Bowl.
JSN bettors were. I mean, I think he ended with 4 catches. I mean, a lot of people always like to hit that like 5+ mark, like for betting props or whatever. You always see like 5+ is a very, a big line that people go after for these big time receivers. And I mean, he didn't even get that. So Vegas somehow, some way they cleaned up yesterday, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I don't think there were many people with the Kenneth Walker MVP ticket. 417 total yards from scrimmage and 4 rushing touchdowns in the playoffs for Kenneth Walker in a year where he's going to get paid this offseason.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are going to be very happy to let him walk. I really do.
Barkley got what, $20 million a year after his season? What does Walker get after his Super Bowl performance?
He's not Saquon Barkley. He's a phenomenal running back, but he's not Saquon
Not what
Barkley.
I asked. Not what I asked, Jack.
You tell me, how much Barkley get in a year? What's the AAV
16?
On that?
Dude,
16?
they gave him they gave him an extension. I think it was 20.
I mean, that's outrageous. Ken Walker's not getting more than like 12.
I know. But I'm just saying, does he see, maybe I mean, shit. We were saying Brandon Aubrey's getting $15 million a year.
Kickers might be making more money than running backs
I was
in
gonna say
today's NFL.
Kickers probably should be making more money. A good kicker like Brandon Aubrey should be making more money than a top running back.
There could be a spot where we see that do a little Pete Alonso here with Kenneth Walker and say, you had a great postseason. Let's give you a short-term deal, high annual value. And he probably won't want to do that, especially in football. But I don't know. Like the Chiefs would probably pay him. Could see him going there.
Potential landing spots for Kenneth Walker.
The Texans need a running back. Joe Mixon is nowhere to be found.
Joe Mixon's done there. I mean, this guy, I think he seriously screwed up his ankle or something with his leg, foot, whatever. But that's bad. He ain't coming back. I don't think you're wrong. The teams you just highlighted make total sense.
There are a lot of teams around the league that wouldn't mind.
Everybody could always
back like him.
Yeah, everybody could always use a running back like that. Are you going to justify paying him? It's a lot easier to go to the 3rd, 4th, 5th round of the draft and throw somebody out there on a rookie contract with fresh legs. I mean, I don't care. Other than the Saquon Barkley year we saw last year, which was 2,000 yards, you're just not going to pay somebody, regardless of what they do for you. And I know that's cutthroat, but
no, there are a lot of guys that are going to be a lot of running backs are going to be free agents this year. So we'll see who is a free agent, who lands where, who's demanding what. I think that's a big thing that goes into this because, like you said, there are going to be plenty of running backs coming out of the NFL draft, out of the college ranks that are going to be way cheaper, way less tread on the tires. And you got to coach them up. They're going to be rookies, but a guy like Ken Walker, who what we're talking about, 12, 13, 14 mil a year, that's a lot for a running back.
It's a lot of money. And you can throw, for what it's worth, the Seahawks, they had a good O-line. You can go throw a third. Again, the coaching up aspect, and sure, it doesn't work every single time, but you can throw a 3rd, 4th, 5th rounder back there. And I mean, shit, the Texans were throwing Woody Marks out there. Was that guy spectacular by any stretch?
The Bears found Kyle Munungai in the 7th round.
There you go. I mean,
Rutgers.
there's somebody out there
strong.
who you can put behind a good offensive line and make it worthwhile for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, there's also the factor here. Sam Darnold can become a free agent in 2028. Now he'll be age 31. They say he goes to the play. Doesn't even have to win another ring with Seattle, but goes to the playoffs 2 more times. They're going to have to pay him. They're not going to let him walk. So are you going to give Kenneth Walker a 4-year, 5-year deal and conflict with that? Probably not.
I mean, I wonder who they're going to use the tag on and everything too. Being an NFL GM is so interesting.
All right. Well, we know Seattle's probably going to be around for a while. McDonald looks like he's going to be a great coach. Darnold's going to be there. Jason's going to be there.
They got a real young team too.
Yeah, they are very young. And it's weird. Sam Darnold feels like he should be in his 30s. He's not even 30 yet. And then besides Cooper Kupp, their whole offense is young. So they're going to stay around. The Patriots, though, of course, this feels like the Mickey Mouse run. Feels a lot like the Commanders run, and I know the Commanders didn't get to the Super Bowl last year, but they probably had a better win in the play. They went to Detroit and killed the Lions. So there is similarities there, and of course the Commanders blow up this year. So do the Patriots blow up, or is this for real with Mike Vrabel?
I hate to throw Dan Quinn under the bus here, but yeah, I think the Patriots are for real, and I think my reason why is Vrabel. And I'm not trying to throw like Dan Quinn on the bus, but Vrabel won't let it happen where this team is going to be a shite team again. Like it's just not going to happen. He's got Drake May. It's only up from here. Well, you made the Super Bowl. I don't know if it can only be up from here.
Do we know Drake May is good though? He could have some CJ Stroud in him.
I would be surprised if he had some CJ Stroud in him. I know he was quote unquote dealing with an injury and all that. It definitely wasn't tough going up against those defenses that he had to play, but I think he's good. I think people were saying he was good before he went out and won 13, 15 games, whatever it was this season. So, yeah, I do think they'll be okay. Might be some cause for concern for a couple of their players, though. Stephon Diggs apparently got into some business after the Super Bowl and is already making headlines for the wrong reasons. Will Campbell did not have a great game. Their first overall.
His arms looked way too small.
Yeah, I mean, again, that first sack that he gave up really wasn't his fault when his offensive lineman comes over and throws the guy that he's got centered off of him. But, there was definitely some cause for concern, not just in this game, but multiple games throughout these playoffs for Will Campbell. So those are two big pieces of your offense right there, and one that you just spent a lot of capital on in a first-round pick last year. So should be interesting to see what they do from there. Definitely think you need to bring in a legit receiver for Drake May. I don't think Diggs is that guy. I feel like he's fallen off the cliff a little bit and is only on the downturn from here. Henderson, I don't know what was going on with him. Clearly Vrabel didn't trust him, but maybe in offseason we'll get him there because he's way more talented than Ramondre. I got faith in this team. Look, again, it comes back to Vrabel and just the Patriots organization doing things right. I feel like they'll be around.
Yeah, Vrabel for me feels like he'll be able to kind of keep everything intact and together. Will they be able to, it's going to be pretty tough, especially I think once you win the Super Bowl, doesn't your schedule immediately get harder? Or you make the Super Bowl, the schedule gets harder. There's something with the scheduling that they won't have the cakewalk they had this year, which even if they make the playoffs, obviously won't be as easy of a path as they, we all saw this year either. So getting back to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't bet on it, but I don't see, I don't see a full blown dumpster dive off a cliff coming from the Patriots. But where can you look at and feel really good going forward, right? Like, sure, you have Drake May and he's young and he's going to learn, but the guy, we were debating Stafford versus Drake May for MVP. That would have been horrible if they gave it to May.
Yeah. I mean, he almost won it if that voter didn't vote for Herbert.
I know. So, that's how close this guy was. And, looking at what we saw in the playoffs and now the Super Bowl, I mean, this guy should never have even been in that conversation. I don't care what the stats say. So, if I'm a Patriots fan, I am worried about Drake May going forward because the schedule's not going to get easier. It's only going to get tougher. And if that's what he looked like against, all those defenses in the playoffs and then the Seahawks in the Super, I mean, it was not good. He was not good. So how do you remain optimistic? At least the Eagles, they lost the Super Bowl and it was all right, they're returning a great team. They should be able to, get back.
Well, that's what it is for me. I feel like they made a Super Bowl with a team that was not very talented. Yeah. And they have room to grow in that aspect. The receivers that we're talking about are, I'm going to say it, a washed up Stephon Diggs, Keyshawn Boutte, Mac Hollins, who I personally love. But those are your big three receivers.
He had a nice play in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. He almost had 2 touchdowns. But those are your guys. And then your main running back who you're giving 20-plus carries to in playoff games is Ramondre Stevenson. Again, I expect Travion Henderson to be that guy for them, but they have opportunity to bring in some more pass catchers. They started 2 guys, Will Campbell, and then their left guard was also a rookie this year. So they get older, get better, or you replace them, bring in some veteran talent there and shore up that left side of the offensive line. I mean, you make a couple different changes like that, a receiver who can expand the field, a left guard or a left tackle who can give Drake May a little bit more time, a running back who can make some plays. It looks a little bit different. I think I'm convinced that it's either that or McDaniels just had a terrible Josh McDaniels just had a terrible game plan for what this Super Bowl was supposed to be and didn't have the ability to adjust. So maybe they need a new OC, but I think they could have solved a lot of issues and made this a lot closer with some better personnel.
Yeah, so they will. They won the AFC East, so they'll play other division winners next year on the schedule. So it will be tougher. It is going to help, especially with Vrabel. They're, like you said, Jack, they're just going to be a competent football team. And when you have the Dolphins and the Jets in that division, it kind of they're going to be.
I mean, dude, that's 4 free, right? Like, I mean, they got to beat the Dolphins twice, and they're probably going to be. They'll beat that's 4.
There's
wins.
always There's always the weird. Sometimes when they go to Miami, I think they lost in Miami this year.
They struggle when they go down to Miami. It's just one of those rivalry things.
But the other 3 are confirmed, and then it's.
I mean, I don't even care about the going to Miami. That's 4 wins, dude.
It should be 4. It should be 4.
Dolphin, I understand years past. Sure, you get a little Tyreek Hill magic. This and I mean, dude, this is new coach Quinn Ewers. Tyreek wants out. Like, I mean, come on, dude.
Was that Kenyon Drake play when Gronk was playing defense? Was Patriots? And
yes.
Dolphins Weird
Yeah.
shit happens down there.
Weird stuff happens down there.
But unless this new head coach Haley is the second coming of Jesus Christ, I don't see them doing anything remotely with the new coach Quinn Ewers. Waddle stays, Tyreek Hill major injury, old stay. I mean,
no idea.
Devon A-Chain, I understand there's weapons on offense. Their defense also pretty bad, giving up Jalen Phillips mid-year. It's just it's not a good scene in Miami for football and baseball, I'd say.
It hasn't been in a long time. No, Miami's a shit show. I don't think we should spend the next hour talking about them. They've got so much to figure out. We can start talking about them in like 2 seasons. They'll be relevant again, maybe 2, 3.
I gotta take the over.
Take the over.
It's going to be an easy answer, but who's relevant first, Dolphins or Jets?
I don't know if that's an easy answer.
Like, dude, for what the Dolphins have, I mean, I know the Jets' outlook is bleak, and that's putting it nicely, but I would not I wouldn't even, if I'm a Dolphins fan, I would not feel. I know people like the Haley guy, but it was a pretty out of left field hire.
I mean, the Jets have probably been relevant for 6 years in their history. I mean, when they had Revis Island and then Aaron Rodgers coming over, I'll give them that year. They win a Super Bowl, give them that year. But I feel like the Dolphins have sometimes been relevant, at least. So I'll go with Miami.
You got to feel for Jet fans too, man. What was the?
I mean, if we're being real, since 2000, our football lifetimes, the Jets have 2 AFC Championship appearances. I don't know if the Dolphins have a playoff win.
No,
I don't think.
No.
I don't think they have. I don't think the Dolphins have a playoff win in our 26 years or so of football this century. I don't think they have a single playoff win.
They've made playoffs. I don't think they've won.
They won a playoff game in 2000. That was their last playoff win.
Okay, so I nailed it. So since 2000, they have in the year 2000 they got 1 playoff win.
Yeah, they beat the Colts.
It was technically the 99 season then, no?
December 30th, 2000.
Oh. So
back before there were extra games.
And thanks for trying to help me out there, Mike. I just call you Mike.
Nice. You did.
How long have we been doing the show and you just call him Mike?
No problem, Sean.
We've been talking about Mike McDonald too much.
I mean, 2 Mikes in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you just got Mike on your mind.
And Mike Vrabel. Yeah, exactly.
It happens. All good.
I mean, honestly, though, in the 2 or 3 years we've been doing this, it's got to be the first time I've ever called you Mike.
First time.
First time for everything. Like Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl.
I think that might be a great Great point to stop.
And not understanding a single word of a halftime show.
Yeah, the NFL's going international. They're playing 9 international games next year. The halftime show is not for us. It's for the casuals. But people need to understand that. But, yeah, we will see you guys on Thursday for some college basketball talk. It's heating up. We're a month away from March Madness.
Let's go.
Just like that. Just when you thought.